on the flank, though. Caker all the way around, takes down Little Beer, and now Frizzy's got to hide behind the wedding cake. Ooh!
Oh, there we go. Deagle, can he go too? Oh! Yes, he can!
If you play enough Counter-Strike, watch enough Counter-Strike, well, at a certain point, you're going to be able to tell what's going to happen in a round just off of how the round's going to start. If that sounds like you, then I might have something cool for you to check out. 1v1me is an app where professional and semi-professional players like me compete against each other, and you, as a viewer, get to back those teams live. Now, this is similar to, maybe you've heard of esports betting, but it's not exactly that. Because instead of there being some massive organization that barely even knows you exist, 1v1me, you are the reason that those teams exist. So these teams are competing against each other, and you get to stake on it live, you get to stake on it beforehand, you get to make decisions on how you feel about that team, and that team gets to react to you. You really have that connection between the people playing and the people that are watching. So, you might be wondering, who is this guy? Well, that's me right there. And I'm going to run you through some of the Counter-Strike specific staking options that you guys are going to have right here in the app.
Now, if we take a look at the app here, we can see while we're scrolling through that there's a lot of scheduled matches. And yeah, that's how it works. These matches are going to be scheduled well ahead of time. And it's just so that both the players and the stakers know exactly when these matches are going to be. They could show up for them, they could schedule for them, plan for them. They could just know well ahead of time so they don't have to be surprised by it. And these matches, they're not just random. Again, they actually feed into a weekly standing. That weekly standing feeds into a monthly.
Now, what are we actually staking on here? We can actually stake on a lot of things. One of the primary ones that I would say people are going to be staking on is the actual score lines for the matches and how they're going to finish up. If you have a read on a particular score line, that's going to be the best situation for you. Again, it's really specific, but it might work out. You also saw just overall who's going to win the match or not. The multiplier was there earlier, with First Blood also being a staking option. So you could look at all these statistics, and they're meant to help you out on these actual staking proceedings.
So we can also look at these teams individually. Here we're taking a look at Frizzy and Little Beer. They've played a pretty good season so far. Had a 1.1 KD. Not bad at all. Competitive, you know? And now we could look at Team Tisky and Fat Guy. That's my team. Now, I know the stats look a little scary, but we still made 4th this season.
So every single time that we watch a game, we can also see the flash stakes. Now, what are these? Flash stakes are essentially little mini stakes that pop up at the start of every single round. So, for instance, current flash stake. Who is going to win that round? Who's going to take it? That's what your flash stake is going to be. Do you have a read on this round? If you do, then pop that in there.
You told me if I make over 2K, I'll shake some ass. I just shook some fucking ass for you. Look up. Don't ask me to do it again.
Now, this is a really cool section. This is the picks tab. You could see who people are picking live. All of these choices coming in and seeing, was it successful, was it not? You're going to notice a lot of these people who are really, really doing the best are the ones who are understanding not just the players, but actually the matchup itself. And that's going to be a big deal again. So all of these tools exist just to help the stakers understand everything that they can. Now, even with those leaderboards there, still a little bit more would never hurt. So the viewer leaderboards exist as well. If you don't want to be competitive in the staking, you can even be a competitive viewer. Feel free to rack up those hours, those numbers, whatever you like. If you like watching some highly competitive matches, this is the place to be. Every single match on top of that is refed live. That's right. Regulations are followed every single time. There is a checklist. Every match is played to the maximum amount of efficiency. Any level of error is fixed. Nobody has an unfair advantage. That's just not a thing on 1v1me. In fact, they've already paid out $190 million, and that's not a small number. That's nothing to scoff at. Now, these payouts, they are fast. You'll never have problems taking any of the money that you have gotten off a stake and bringing that back into your account. And we could see how 1v1me has gotten 4.8 stars off of 20,000 reviews, because 1v1me takes a fee off of each stake, meaning they don't make more depending on who wins. That's all for you. And on top of that, it's backed by major esport athletes like J-God and Butters, both players that competed at the highest level. So there's also streams, not just the 1v1me stream, but on top of that, streams from every single player that's competing. You could watch live from anybody's perspective. You get to choose, you get to have fun, you get to interact.
So, yeah, if that's something that interests you, go ahead and give it a look. Links up here. 1v1.me/TiskiCS. It'll also be down in the description. And even if you're not going to be stopping by, appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Thanks, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you on the app.